The first day that we met was in June of 1952. I went with my parents to this wedding. Mitch went with his parents to this wedding. And we sat at the same table, except that he was about 3 people over. And I kept glancing over there, and he kept glancing out my direction. And there was like a chemistry there. And after the dinner was over, we got up and he asked me to dance, and we danced. And then we went out to sit in the car and had a couple of cuddles. Oh, that felt nice. And then I think we must have gone back into the hall to see our parents. And then he said, you know, I'd like to take you home to meet my sister. She was 8 years older. And we did, and she was quite a lovely lady. And she was getting married herself in a couple of weeks' time. Anyway, we spent about 20 minutes and came back to the hall to dance. And then he said, do you think I could drive you home after I drive my parents home? And I went and spoke to my folks, and they said, well, yeah, if you want to. And of course, 137th Avenue was graveled at that time.
Gravel is mud.
Oh, yeah, I think it rained. You're right. Anyway, that is sort of how we met. It was a mutual thing, I think, right off the bat, eh, Mitch?
I think so.
So, and then we began to date.
Well, our story is different than Stella and Mitch's because they were city people and we were farm people. And most everything that we did was out on the farm, out in the country. My parents were real good friends of the Wilds for years. And so we kind of grew up together, And we went to the whist drives and the dances at the Winterburn Hall. We didn't go into the city to dance very often because they were strangers. They weren't friends and family like they were at Winterburn. And one night we went skating and Bud said, I think I could take you home tonight. So he had a car and he drove us home. And when we got home, we sat there talking for a while. And then he said, I think we should go to the show next week. Well, the show we went to was at the Rialto Theatre. I remember that because the Nut House was right next door. And you could stop and buy that big box of popcorn for 25 cents and then go to the movie. And so we just started going out. We'd go to the dances together instead of just being there. And we just knew we were going to be together forever. Right?
I guess that's it.